Hello and welcome to Sunday's edition, very special edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where we have actually reached 600,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is, it beggars belief. It beggars belief. Thank you so much to all of you who watch this channel. I'm actually looking over because I've got the plaque that YouTube sent us when we reached 100,000 subscribers, and that feels a long time ago now, and to think, but when we did reach that milestone, we couldn't believe that. We could not believe that. We are 6 times bigger than that. It is absolutely incredible. And well, so we're going to celebrate today in 2 ways. We're going to be trying a puzzle called Simon's Bow Tie by Philip Bloomer, who you may know better as Glum Hippo. And Glum Hippo's been with us for a lot of this journey, a long time supporter of the channel, made some absolutely amazing puzzles in the meantime. And yeah, this puzzle, well, it's got a green bow tie. I don't have a green bow tie. I used to have a light blue bow tie. I don't know where that's gone. I did try and find that, but I've got my bow tie on. And this puzzle is called Simon's Bow Tie, and it is a celebration of 600,000. So thank you very much to Philip for making this for us. I have had a quick look at the rules before I turned on the webcam, and they're very cool. They're very cool. Basically, the idea is we have to make the digits in the bow tie multiply to give 600,000. So this is what we're going to be having a go at in today's video. But the other thing I wanted to say is to thank you all for helping us to reach this milestone. We have put together a very special pack of Sudokus featuring puzzles by some of the constructors that you'll have come to know and love if you've been following the channel for a while. And that is available completely free. Just go over to Patreon. It's not behind the paywall. Just download it and go for your lives and have fun with it. I think what we might do at some point is stream ourselves solving some of the puzzles in that pack, because what we made sure we did is we tested different ones to allow for this possibility. So in time we'll probably try and stream the puzzles in that pack, but do have a go at them in the meantime. They should give you a lot of fun. And it felt like an appropriate way to say thank you to all of you who supported us on this journey. Now, what else can I tell you about today? Let me just give that a quick moment's thought. Over on Patreon, behind the paywall, we do have Blobz's Sudoku Hunt, the Lord of the Rings Sudoku Hunt that so many of you have been having an absolute blast with, for good reason. Incredible hunt. I've been recording my solution videos for that hunt over the last few days. And yeah, the puzzles are just such high quality. So if you're a fan of Lord of the Rings, you will really love that. But if you're just a fan of Sudoku, you'll like it very much too. Otherwise, what else should I say? Let's do some birthdays. I've got 3 birthdays to do today. I'll start off with Alex. Alex, your girlfriend Melissa wrote to us, and actually Melissa included the video of when I did a shout out for her birthday about a month ago, and thank you very much for sending me that. I got an absolute blast from seeing the reaction, and it shows that I think these birthday messages are really worth doing, because they do bring a little bit of pleasure to people's days, and I could see that, and that's a rarity for me. So I really liked seeing that video. And I think yesterday, the 2 of you, to celebrate Alex's birthday, were going with friends to, is it Far Rockaway Beach in New York? I didn't know that was a place. I looked it up on Google. It looked quite good. It looked like you might be able to do some surfing there. So I hope you had a great day. I think it's a month since you moved in together, and I understand that's going very well. And Alex, I hope you have a great birthday today with, of course, chocolate cake. The dulcet tones of Maverick have reached my ears. How long has that taken? 4 minutes 35. Well, it wouldn't be a 600,000 subscriber special unless Maverick made an appearance. We're about to get buzzed by light aircraft. Anyway, next birthday, David, you've turned 36 today, and I know this because your wife Audra wrote to us and told us that you were high school sweethearts, and you've been married. You got married at the age of 21. Oh yes, and Audra also, David, described you as being the absolute best, and then a whole load of other adjectives I'm just not prepared to read because I don't want you to get a big head. But let's just say they were all very, very positive about you. And I think you've started setting Sudoku as well, so well done on that. But David, thank you for watching the channel. I hope you have a great birthday today. And then finally, Nate. Nate, your girlfriend, is it Candace? Candace, maybe. I think, Nate, you're living in Livonia, Michigan, but it's your birthday today and you're travelling to Pittsburgh to go to a rock festival. That's fantastic. And Candace said that you were her favourite person, but that your favourite cake was yellow cake with lemon icing. Well, the lemon icing, I think I can get behind that if there's enough of it. There doesn't tend to be on lemon cake, though, does there? But really, you should be having chocolate. But anyway, Nate, I hope you have a great birthday today. I hope the rock festival is good. And with all that said and done, long intro, hope you'll forgive me. Let's have a look at Simon's bow tie and see what Glum Hippo has its offer. Imagine if I can't do the puzzle. That would be an absolute disaster. Oh, that's a horrible thought. I wish that thought hadn't come into my brain. Anyway, these are the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply. That means we've got to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, in every column, and in every 3x3 box. No two cells which share an edge may contain digits adding to 5 or 10. Wow. Okay, so imagine this square here was a 2. That actually, that's a good example because that's going to have a profound effect on where 3 and 8 can go in this box. Because you couldn't put 3 and 8 in any of those squares, because you would create a naughty domino, wouldn't you? That would be a domino that sums to 5, which we're not allowed to have. On a thermometer, digits increase from the bulb end to the tip. Okay, so we've got this tiny little thermometer here. So if this square here is a 5, these squares would have to be higher than 5, so they could be like 7, 8. You don't have to go up in steps of 1, so that would be a completely legitimate way of filling the thermometer. Now, next, digits in a cage may not repeat and must sum to the given total. Right, so those digits there, of which there are 7, sum to 38. And these digits, which there are also 7, sum to 36, and that you can't repeat a digit in a cage. So some of you may be thinking about a secret. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I mustn't get into solving when I do the rules. People get very upset. Anyway, let's see. And then the final rule. Digits in the green bow tie shape. Why was it green, Glum Hippo? I don't know, but digits in the green bow tie shape celebrate 600,000 subscribers in that the digits appearing in that area multiply to 600,000. How many of them is there? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 different digits. There's going to be some maths, isn't there? Anyway, do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now I get to play. Let's get cracking. Okay. I mean, there's going to have to be some 5s in this bow tie. That I can assure you of, because 600,000 is divisible by 5. So 5 is one of its prime factors. And 5 times any other number cannot appear in a Sudoku. So there are going to have to be some 5s. But that's going to require us to do some mathematics, isn't it? Because how many 5s are there going to be? So, okay, I think what I'm going to start by doing is finding the prime factors of 600,000, because they're basically prime factors are the building blocks of all numbers. And once we know what the prime factors are, we will at least limit the sorts of digits that can appear in all of these green cells. So let's try and do this. I'm going to start, right, so if we divide a number by 5, that's the same as dividing it by 10 and doubling it, isn't it? So 120,000, divide that by 10 and double it, 24,000, divide that by 10 and double it, 4,800, I want to say, divide that by 10 and double it, 960, divide that by 10 and double it, 960, what's that, 192. Okay, So I've divided it by 5 times, and I've got down to 192, which is the first number I've got to, which isn't divisible by 5. So 192 is divisible by, well, it's divisible by 2, but it's also divisible by 3 because it's digits summed to a multiple of 3. So let's divide it by 3. 192 by 3 is 64, I think. And 64 is 2 to the power of 6, I want to say. Is that right? 8 times 8? Yes. Okay, so we've prime factored it. We've got 2 to the power 6, a 3, and 5 fives as the prime factors. The 5s are going to be useful. How am I going to write this down to keep track of it? 2 to the power 6. If I do that, that's going to look like 26, isn't it? How can I do this? I want the 6. Oh, I'll do it like this. I'll put 2 there, and then I'll put 6 up here. So this is saying 2 to the power 6, 3, and then 5 fives, 5 to the power 4, 5 to the power. Sorry, 5 to the power 5 fives, 5 to the power 5. Right, now, yeah, so the 5s are the most interesting thing because we can't adulterate the 5s, i.e. we can't, if you think about the 2s, you could put a 6 in one of these digits by using one of the 2s and the 3. You could times the 2 by 2 and put a 4 in one of these digits. That would be fine. But what you can't do is amalgamate the 2 or the 3 with the 5s. Because if you do, you get to a number that's not a Sudoku digit. So the only way of filling the green digits is going to be to actually include 5 5s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there are 5 different Sudoku boxes involved in the green bow tie. I'm just going to check that one too. It is right. So actually, we have to put, because you can't repeat 5 in a Sudoku box, you're going to have to put a 5 here. You're going to have to put a 5 here. In fact, you're going to have to put a 5 there. You're going to have to put a 5 there. And you're going to have to put a 5 in one of those 3. But, oh no, I was about to say you can't put it there because you couldn't repeat a digit in the 36 cage. But actually, we haven't put a 5 in the 36 cage. So it probably does go there. 5 in box 1 is placed by Sudoku. I don't want to pencil mark them over here because it's going to ruin my... Well, I can get rid of the 5s now in the bottom. We've used those up. So we've only got 2 to the power 6 and 3 left for the other digits. In fact, we're going to have some 1s, aren't we? How many... There are too many digits here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 digits. So, so in theory, if there was no Sudoku restriction, you could put 2 into 6 of those cells and 3 into the other, and that would do it. That would get the bow tie to multiply together to 600,000. But obviously you can't do that, because you can't repeat 2 6 times within these green cells. In fact, that's interesting. How many 2s can you repeat? In fact, how many repeated digits full stop can you have? Because these squares here in the green thingy, those squares, oh, it actually totally changes the colour of them. Those squares, they cannot have a repeat digit in them because they're all in the same cage. I mean, Maverick's going crazy. So these all have to, so the purple digits all have to be different. And then you could obviously repeat a purple digit in one of these 2 squares. So you could have 2 repeats is all you could have. So for example, if that digit and that digit were the same, that would work. And then if that digit and that digit were the same, that would work. So you can have 2 digits that repeat once. But then all the other digits would have to be different. So, Right. But what does that mean? I mean, we're going to be using the secret, aren't we, on both of these, I think. The secret is something I share with only my very favourite people, but I have, it appears, now shared it with quite a lot of people, because my favourite people are people who watch the channel. And over the years, I don't know how many times I've shared it, but it's probably several. The secret is that all the different Sudoku numbers, if you add up the digits 1 to 9, you get 45. And because you can't repeat a digit in a cage of the Sudoku, these 7 different digits add to 38. So we're missing 2 of the Sudoku digits, which must be the digits that are the difference between 38 and 45. So this one is missing 2 digits that add up. Well, that's lovely. This one is missing 2 digits that add up to 7. But it definitely doesn't have a 5 in it because of Sudoku. So there is no 2 in this cage. I'm sure that's doing something, but I can't. My brain is telling me that that's doing something, but my yes, okay, that is doing something. Right, look at this cage. Right, we know it doesn't have a 5 in it, and we know it doesn't have a 2 in it. But that digit cannot appear in this cage anywhere. And it's not a 5. So it is a 2. That's gorgeous, actually. So, no, it doesn't quite work the same way. I was about to try the same trick here. But that cell and that cell don't see each other. The geometry is very subtly different. They're the same shape, but that one sees that one by Sudoku. This one doesn't see this one by Sudoku. Anyway, let's have a look at this one. Now this is 36 cage, so this is missing 2 digits that add up to 9. Which is very interesting, because that means that because it's missing 2 digits that add up to 9, it's not missing a 9. And where is the 9? Because remember, although I've put those in purple, they are part of the bow tie. But can the bow tie have a 9 in it? No, because it's the prime factors of 9 are 3 and 3. And I've only got 1 3 to play with in my prime factors of 600,000. So if I put a 9 in purple, it would count as 2 3s, and the numbers could not work. The elements, those atoms that make up the numbers, would be incorrect. So the 9 is in one of those squares, which is rather a pretty deduction. Now it's going to get complicated, isn't it? I think we're going to have 1s in here, though. That's my feeling. It's almost certainly there's going to be a repeated 1. I'm not exactly sure how to prove this. I'm missing 2 digits that add up to 9. So, okay, so maybe the way to do it is to say, okay, could I, because if I don't think I'm going to be able to miss out a 1 from this cage, because that's going to prevent me from using 1, because putting 1 obviously doesn't affect the multiplication. So it's like a free digit. So I'm expecting us to have 2 1s in here, because it's providing me with a bit of leeway to create the multiplications that I'm going to need to do. So maybe what we do is try and prove that this 36 cage is not missing 1 and 8. Now, how do we do that? So if it was missing 1 and 8, then the digits in it, well then, okay, 7 would become a problem then. Because, okay, if we're saying, yes, okay, this is how we can do this. So if we say we're missing 1 and 8 from the 36 cage, then what are the digits in purple? Well, they are they're not 1 and 8, and they're not 9, because that doesn't work from a prime factor perspective, and they're not 7, because 7 is not a prime factor of 600,000. So we can't put 7 into purple. So these digits here have to be the other numbers, don't they? Because we've got rid of 4 numbers and there are 5 different purple numbers. So they have to be not 1, we're not allowed that, we're allowed 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hang on, there's loads of numbers. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're not allowed 7. We're not allowed 8, we're not allowed 9. So, okay, so it is only these numbers. But these ones can't be 5. So this would be a 5, because we can't repeat a digit. So these would be 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that doesn't work. That doesn't work, because look what we've got here. We have to include 3 and 6 in the cage. And if we include 3 and 6 in the... Well, more specifically, we have to include 3 and 6 in the bow tie. Well, 3 has a prime factor of 3. That uses up our only prime factor of 3. And 6 is 2 times 3. So there should be a second 3 in the atoms of the numbers of 600,000. And there are not. So this is wrong. And that means that we have now proved what I suspected. We have got 1 and 8 in the bow tie. Well, no, let me be very precise. We have got 1 and 8 in the 36 cage, but I suspect in the bow tie. Alright, so let's try missing 2 and 7 out. And see, that's going to, immediately I can see that that's going to provide a lot more flexibility. So if we didn't have 2 and 7, these 5 digits would be made up of 1, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 8. We don't have 2 and 7. 9 we know must be in one of these. 5 can't go in these. Again, right, again we can't have 3 and 6 in purple. So only one of 3 and 6 could be in purple. Which means that there are 5 different numbers in purple. And they definitely include 1, 4, 5 and 8. And the only place that 5 can go is here. The thing is, this is going to work, I think. So now... Yeah, so now what you have to do is... Well, purple would definitely include 1, 4, 8. Oh, I see. Okay, so but 8 has... 8 is using up 2 to the 3. 4 is using up 2s. 2 2s. So I've got 1 2 left. But I could have... But what are these digits then? Because these digits have to be... I mustn't overuse digits, if you see what I mean. And I've got no factors of 3 left by the time I get to these. So I can't put any number in here. I could put 1 as one of the numbers. So this would have to be a 1-2 pair. And then I couldn't use 6 up here, because if I use 6, I'm using too many 2s as my prime factor. This is complicated, actually. It's very interesting, but it's complicated. So actually, I think you could miss out 2 and 7. But to do so, 2 and 7 from the 36 cage, but to do so, you have to put 1 and 2 here, and you couldn't put 6 in these squares, so this would be like this. There would be a 6-9 pair here. And this is probably right, is my feeling, because it works. No, but no better reason than that. What was the other rule? There was some... Oh, the rule about 5s and 10s. I've not even thought about that. Yeah, you can't have dominoes with 5s and 10s. Oh, goodness. Right. Anyway, what we have to do is delete this because it's nonsense, in the sense that it's probably right. But I'm now actually just going to go away and think about that other rule, because in this box we've got exactly the example. We have a 2 in the middle of the box, so you can't put 3 or 8 in any of those orthogonally adjacent squares. So 3 and 8 are in those squares, definitely, in box thingy thing, box 1. But that digit can appear in here. Bobbins. Well, it depends. If I knew that was a 5, then I would know this couldn't be an 8. Because 8 would then be locked out of this, and I know that there is a 1 and there is an 8 in this 36 cage. Okay, alright, let's try something else then. Let's try going back to this and thinking through what happens if we miss out. We did 1 8, didn't we? We've done 2 7. Let's miss out 3 and 6 from it. So then the purples are selected from, we're missing out 3 and 6. So it's 1, 2, 4, 5, 7. We can't put 7 in. 8. We can't put 7 into these because obviously, again, 600,000 does not have 7 as a prime factor. So now, yeah, we only get a choice of very few digits. We get 1, 2, 4 and 8. This has to be the 5. I've not managed to use any of the factors of 3 in there. I've used up 2 to the 3, which is 8, 2 to the 2, which is 4, and 2 to the 1, which is 2. So all the 2 to the 6s are used. These would have to be a 1-3 pair then, because I still need a factor of 3 in the bow tie. And this would be 7 and 9. What was it before? 6 and 9, wasn't it? The width... nearly. That if this was 7 and 9, then that couldn't be 3, because that would create a naughty 10 domino. Oh, sorry, I'm not doing very well with this. I thought I might be able to narrow this down with a bit more alacrity, but I'm not managing to do it. If this had 4 and 5 missed out from it, I think that's well, 7's going to be a problem again. 1, 2, 3, no 4, no 5. 6, 7 is missed out because 7 is missed out again because we can't put it in. So 7 would have to go in those squares. Again, we need a 5. Oh, hang on. Oh, we've missed out 4 and 5. So now, okay. So now these are 1, 2. Oh, this doesn't work. This doesn't work. It's got too many factors of 3 in it. Because these have to be the digits. There are 5 different digits that can possibly go into purple, but they include 3 and 6, and we've only got 1, 3 in our prime factorage. So this is that's wrong. Okay, so this is. So it does include. Oh, that's gorgeous, right? So the bow tie. No, not the bow tie. The 36 gauge does include a 5. Where does that 5 go? It's got to go there. Now. There is a 4 in here, definitely, and there is an 8. These squares, then, were from 6, 7, and 9, weren't they? Because it was always the 6 or the 7 that got left out, depending on whether this 36 gauge is missing 2, 7 or 3, 6. But now this can't be an 8, but it could be a 3. It can't be an 8 because there is an 8 in this cage, and we now know it's wherever the 8 is, it's in one of those, so it's pointing at this. I'm sorry, I don't know what to do now. What? I've got a 6 cage. Oh, I've not even looked at this. I've not even seen this. I've got a 6 cage over here, which is just a normal cage. That's 1, 2, 3 cage. Yeah. Okay, but I can't. Yes, all right. This is a 6 cage, but the 2 and the 3 in this cage are going to have to be kept apart because they canoodle too aggressively when they're close together, don't they? They create 5 dominoes, which we're not allowed. So we've got to put a 1 between the 2 and the 3. So now 3. Oh, this is no, it's nearly beautiful. It's quite interesting. So 3 in row 2 now we can think about. Because 3 is not allowed to be next to 2 there, and 3 is not allowed to be in these 2 squares by Sudoku, so 3 is in one of those 2 squares, but that's in a cage, so that knocks 3 out of there, which I thought we were going to get rid of in a different way. So, okay, so these are now a 3-8 pair. That's interesting. We can't make naughty dominoes, so 7 is now not able to be. There is a 7 in the orange cage, but it's not able to be in here because it would create a 3-7 domino. Sorry, I don't know what to do now. We could look at. How am I meant to make progress here? Is it? I'm sorry, I'm not seeing anything at all. I know that is a 5, don't I? That is true, because I know. Okay, there's got to be a 4 in one of these, and an 8. That feels interesting. How do I use that fact? So that's using up, because we know that there's a bird going mad out there. Because we know that there's a 4 and an 8 in purple, because we know the digits we're missing out from purple, or we're missing out from the 36 cage, are either 2 and 7 or 3 and 6. We know that we have to put 4 and 8 in here. Now 4 is 2 times 2, 8 is 2 times 2 times 2. So I'm using up an awful lot of my 2s. I'm going to have 1 2 left and 1 3 left. But I also know there's a. Okay, I know one of these is a 1 as well, don't I? Ah, and the. Yeah, the 1 and the 4 have to be kept separate. Because if I put 1 and 4 there, that's obviously a naughty domino. So one of these has got 1 in it, one of them's got 4 in it. So I want to say one of them's a 1-8 pair. No, that's wrong. It could be a 4-8 pair, couldn't it? So there's either a 4. Yeah, you just have to keep the 1 and the 4 apart. Do we know how to do this then? This is really strange. I don't know what to do. I've got 1, 4 and 8 to go in. Definitely. These digits here, they always included a 1, didn't they? And then they either included 2 or 3, depending on what factor was left over. So there's definitely a 1 in one of these, so that's definitely not a 4 or a 9. But really know how to do this. 1 in box 1 is in one of 3 positions. I don't think there's a restriction on it though. There is definitely a 1 in this cage, isn't there? How am I meant to do this? I've got to put, okay, this cage here has got to have 3 and 8 in it. For some reason I think there's a 3 over here. Is that for a good reason or a bad reason? Yeah, that's Sudoku related reason. I can't claim that's a bad reason. So I've got to put 8 also. But there's no problem with creating an 8-3 domino, is there? So 8 is either there or there. And then, okay, so there's the weirdest thing going on with 8s, in the sense that if this is 3-8, then you put an 8 down there, and if that's an 8 there, you put an 8 there. But I don't think there's a problem with that. This 27 cage, is that doing anything? I mean, I can see it's making that probably not able to be a 6. 6, 7, 8 and 7 is too big, isn't it? That's already 28. So this square is... Okay, so that square is low. It's 2, 3 or 4. Can't be 5 by Sudoku. If it's 6, I get 6, 7, 8 there and a 7. It's already blown up the cage. So that's 2, 3 or 4. And whatever's used here is going to be knocked out of this. 4 is probably okay. Although you couldn't put 5 into this one. 4, 6, 7 is 17. And then that would be... Oh, you couldn't repeat the 6 or the 7. So 4, 6, 7. If you did 4, 6, 7, that would have to be 8. We are getting quite close to making this not work, but it does work. 4, 6, 7, 8, and that's 2. Which, so there are degrees of freedom. Okay. So it's not that. It's got to be something else. Oh, we don't know, do we? I don't know whether this cage has got a 3 in it, because it depends on whether it's got a 6 in it. Ah, here's a tiny point. That square's not a 1, because that will be next to a 9 in one of those squares. I mean, I say it's a tiny point. It might result in it being a big point. No, actually I don't think it will. 1 is in one of those, so 1 is not down there. 1 does make an appearance in this cage. So if that was a 1... Ah, that doesn't work. Yeah, this is it. Look, if this is a 1, where do you put 1 in the 38 cage? This one knocks out those squares. That one would knock out the remainder of it, but this one is missing 2 and 5. It's not missing 1. So that's a 1. Now that might do things. I put a 1 up here. It means that 1, there is a 1 in my 36 cage. That is now down here. There is a 1 down here. There is a 4. There is a 4 in my 36 cage. It's not now in this domino, because it would create a naughty domino. So 4 is over here. Is there is a 4. There is a 4 in this 38 cage. This is very clever, by the way. I mean, what a great puzzle it's hard, that's the only thing. It's what a great puzzle for celebrating 600,000 subscribers. So now there's a 4 here, which means the 4 in the 38 cage is either there, or no, it couldn't be here, could it? Because that would be next to a 1. It's in one of 2 places. I don't know how to pencil like that. I'll give it a little flash like this. The 4 is in one of those 2. If it was here, that would plonk the 1 here. Okay. Well, that's a tiny breakthrough. Now where's 9 in... No, that's not a good question, Simon. There is a 9 in this one. And it can't go next to the 1. So in theory, it's in a whole raft of places, which I don't think I can do much with. 4? 4 in this box, is that somehow restricted? It's obviously not here anymore, but it could be. It's in one of those 3. I don't think that is going to be important, actually. I've got a horrible feeling that what I'm going to have to do is to pencil mark more profusely than I've already done. Is this, how am I going to ever resolve what this is? It's got to have an 8 in it now. It's always had to have an 8 in it. I know the 8 is either there or there, but how do I know which? And that's going to trigger these 2. So if I could resolve these 2, oh, where's 7? Is that some way a clever question? No, I don't think it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to pencil mark these squares. These are 4, 6, 7, 9, and we know that's not 9, don't we? And we know that's not 4 because it would be next to 1. This is a 6 or a 7. Oh, that must do something. So whatever that is, it gets knocked out of this cage. So this has a very... It sort of has quite an intimate relationship with the 36 cage. So if that's 6, this is 7, 9. And there would be no 2 in this cage. And if this is 7, this is 6, 9. Oh, hang on, no, have I got that wrong? If this is, what did I say? If that's 6, this is 7, 9. And then there is a 2 in the cage because it has 7 in the cage. There's no 3 and 6 in the cage. Which would mean this had to be a 1-3 pair. So if this is 6, this is a 1-3 pair. If this is 7, this is a 1-2 pair. But oh, I see. Okay, but these 2 digits are right. We have to think about this because both of these digits here do appear in this cage because they are not 2s and 5s, but they're going in the alternative wings, aren't they? So that digit, red, it can't go in any of those squares, so it goes in one of those squares. Right, this is not a 7 by that logic, because this digit, let's make that yellow, that doesn't go in any of those squares. It goes in one of these with a 3. Therefore, if this was a 7, it would partner up with a 3 and make a naughty domino. But this can't be a 4 now, because I've got 4 pencil marked in here. I don't know if this is right, but it feels right. If that's a 4, I have to put 4 in there, but I think I've got a 4 here because of where I put the 1. God, Bennett, this is really... It's fascinating, isn't it? So these squares are 3, 6, 9. We might be able to do better than that. Oh, no, well, yes. Well, ish. That digit then goes there because it's a 6 or a 9. It's not a 3. Although there's a 3 here, it's the digit that's getting repeated is the yellow digit. I'm staring at that thinking, how does that help? I don't know. So, hang on. What on earth do I do now with this new knowledge of the world? What? Where is the naughty domino that I don't want to create? How? Nines can't go next to ones. Where is the opportunity for that I've got to avoid? Sixes can't go next to fours. So there could be an opportunity here. If this was 6. Or if that was 6, this would be 3, 9, wouldn't it? Three and 9 are fine. They're fine, I think. It seems like the most pressure is if I make that 6, because it fixes this. 6, 7. Fixes these, fixes these. It's possible we're not a million miles away here. There's quite a lot of tension in the grid. I've just got to figure out how to make it work. 3, 4, 6, 7, 9. Where is... Oh, where's 8? Where's 8 in this row? It's here. I don't know if that's important, but it is. It's right over here now. So where's... Oh, I see. Where's 8 in orange? 8 does appear in orange. 8 is down here. I don't think that's going to do anything, is it? Because 8 is going to partner red down here. But nothing that red could be is going to make a naughty domino with an 8. But 8 also has to appear in purple. Oh, this is a ridiculously clever puzzle. Honestly, this is so clever. 8 has to appear in purple, so it's now here. And that means I get that digit. That's 3. That's 8. So this... Oh, that is so appropriate. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight. Losing its religion. So this square now is no longer able to be 7, because it would create a naughty. So where is 7 now in here? 7 is in one of those two squares. Which means that is not 7. Oh, it's so close, isn't it? It really is close to cracking. If this is 4, 8, does that have any bearing on the world? One of these is 9. Oh, I can't see it. If this is obvious, I apologise. I feel like the puzzle is right at the tipping point now. Okay, if this is 4, 8, what are the options for these digits then? It depends what the partner is, doesn't it, of the 7 or the 6 that has to a partner. Because the 7, if we're missing 2 7 out of this, then there needs to be a 3 down here. So this is either a 1 3 pair, or if we're missing 6 3 out, it's a 1 2 pair. There's all sorts of pressures everywhere. But it's still not done, I don't think. What about up here then? 4. This digit here is 4, 6 or 9. Maybe I do have to pencil mark it. I mean, that can't be 9 by the power of the 1 here, or 4 actually. 1 4 would also be a naughty domino. So this is 6 or 8. Wow. And there is definitely an 8 in here. Two is definitely up there. 2 can't go next to 3, but I don't know which of these is 3. At least I don't think I know which one of those is 3. It's more interesting if this is 3, because it stops this being 7, and we'll put a 7 here and fix all this nonsense. Yeah, if that's a 7, that's a 7, that's a 3. That would be a 9. Can't see it. If that's a 1, that would stop this being a 4. The whole thing is it's like a very, it's like a mid-game chess position where everything has suddenly got very, very pressured. And suddenly the tension's going to be released, probably by the next digit. That's my prediction. But where do we get the resolution from? So if that's 4 or 9, this would be the 1. Is there some problem with any of this? I don't see it. Oh, why have I got blue in? Oh, blue was my 4 digit, wasn't it? So I was noting that 4 was in one of these 2 places. So if this is a 4 now, that has to be 7. This would be a 6-9 pair. That would be, oh I see, that would give me a 3-6-9 triple in box 3. And what would those squares be? 1, 2, 7. That doesn't create a problem. Odd. Okay. Bother. How do we do it? Oh no. 3, 6, 9. 4 is in one of those 2 places. So there is a 4 up there, but it's not. 4 creates naughty dominoes with 6s and 1s. So that means there's no 6 up in this domino, I suppose. So 6 is down here. That's almost interesting. But I don't think we know that there's a 6 in there, do we? Because otherwise we'd know that's a 6. No, that could... If that was 9, that would be 9. Then there would be a 6 in here. This would be 3, 9. That would be 9. Ah, no, still can't spot it. Bobbins. How long have I had? 53 minutes. Gosh, it's not the easiest puzzle in the world, at least not for me. Right, so let's take stock. How are we going to do it? The other thing that might crack it is if I somehow knew what the nature of this cage was. I mean, that's true, but how do I know that? If this is... If that's 6, that's 9, that's 4, isn't it? So that would be 7. So this would be a 6-7 pair. And this would be a 4-8 pair. And we would know the order. I don't think that's a problem. Yeah, no, I don't think it's a problem. Might be for a reason I'm not seeing. If this was a 6, that would be a 7. No, I'm not seeing that either. Let me think. Come on, Simon. Come on. You can't let this puzzle beat you. Oh, here's a point that's very obvious. Where's 3 in this box? That's a very obvious point. It's got to be here. That's huge. So there is no 2 in here. So this is a 1-3 pair. And now we can't have a 7-2 in here. There's no place for a 2. How long's that been about? Is that just available since I got this 3, is it? And doing Sudoku down here. I might forgive myself. I mean, it's still poor, but at least we've got somewhere now. There can't be 7 in here. Because if there's 7, there needs to be a 2 and there's no space. So this is 6, 9, which means looking at that. So that's 7. I think that's not the way round we wanted it, though. But let's still persevere and hope. It must do something. I mean, it must do something. If that's 7 now... Oh, well, okay. This is now a 7-8 pair in row 2. So these squares up here... Oh, this is massive. That's massive if that's right. Yeah, look. This is 4, 6, 9 triple. Well, what can we not have at the top? We can't put 4 and 6 at the top. It would make a naughty domino. So there must be a 9 in here with the 4. And if that's true, what is the nature of that? It's a 6, which means that's a 6. It means there is no... It means that there's no 9 here. This is 3, 6. That's a 9. This is a 6. 6 can't go... So that's not 8 anymore. This is now... Well, let's see. I don't know what it is. It's 4 or 9. But that's not 6 either. Oh, see. So this is a 4-9 pair. That's not 6 either. There's probably some naughty Sudoku we can do to fix all this. I'm going to get rid of some pencil marks though, because I think we're on better ground than we used to be. This is 4-9 and this is 7-8. Are there any naughty domino potentials? Don't think so. These squares here are 1, 2 and something. 1, 2 and 7. Any naughty domino? 2 can't go next to 8. It depends on the orders, doesn't it? If that's 4, that couldn't be 6. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff going on. But that digit, oh, that's just the same as, right, okay, we know that these two are the same. Which means they're down there somewhere. Which is, I mean, it's interesting, but I don't think it's probably the next thing we have to do. Now, I must know what those 2 digits are, though, now, because we can go back to our bow tie. Goodness me! So our bow tie, it can't have another 3 as a prime factor, because it's got a 3 in it here. So we've got to take the 3 out. This must be a 1-2 pair. So I'm not sure what that's... Well, that central digit now can't be a 3 or a 4. Ah, this is a big digit. Because it's 6, 7, 8 or 9. Let's go through that. It can't be 1 or 2 by Sudoku. It can't be 3 or 4 because it'll create a naughty domino in one way direction or other because this is a 1-2 pair. It can't be 5 by Sudoku. So it's 6, 7, 8 or 9. And it can't be 9 or 8 because it would attach to a naughty domino again. 6 or 7. Okay. What's that doing? That square's not a 1. Because 1 connecting to 4 or 9 is too naughty for words. Oh, Bobby. Oh, no, I thought there is tension there, but it doesn't work. There's tension here with a 3-2 pair. Okay, this square is not 2 anymore, so that's 3 or 4. For what's that? For what that's worth. I think it's still okay. Actually, let me just think about that again. 4 here. Yeah, I don't think there's a problem, is there? 4, 6, 7, 8. 4, 6, 7, 8 is 17, 25. That would put a 2 there, which would be a very, very useful 2. I suspect this is a 4 for some reason. Maybe that I know that that's a 3 for some reason. If that's 4, that's 4. Yeah, that feels better. If that's 3, that's 3. It disambiguates this. It makes this 2. That's 3. That's 3. That's 2. That's 1. So this is 2. I don't know. This can't... the same point here with the 4, 9 works there. That can't be a 1, can it? Because it would be next to a naughty digit. That's great. So I've managed to do it without using this. So this is 1, this is 2. Otherwise that creates a naughty domino. That now gives me a 2 here. That actually is better, isn't it? That's 1. That's 7. 7 can't go next to 3. 6 and 3 get resolved. 2 can't go next to 8. Oh my goodness. This is a brilliant puzzle. It's I think it's quite difficult actually. But and I apologise if it's not and I'm just butchering it, but I don't feel... Oh, if that's an 8, that's going to make that punchy, isn't it? 8, 9. That would already be quite big. It might be possible, don't know. Right, let's think. Have we done it now? I must know the order. Oh, I do. 6 can't go next to 4. So that's 9. That's 4. So that's 4. So I now know these digits, which are 2, 7, and 9. 2 can't go there. I did it by the 8. I could have done it by Sudoku. Not sure if I can do better than that, but we must be able to do more in these columns. That's 4 or something. 4 or 2. These squares are 3, 7 or 9. These squares are 1, 6 or 8. Now, naughty dominoes must not be created, so the 9 there needs to chaperone and keep the 3 and the 7 apart. The 9 can't go next to a 1 or a... No, that doesn't work. I was about to say 9 can't go next to a 4 because I had 4 and 9 in my head as being potentially naughty digits, but that's only when they're next to 1s. Okay. So we make a tiny bit of extra progress, but it's actually not done it, has it? Is it this 4, 9? Is it this 7, 8? Is it Sudoku? Could be. Is it Henry, the mild-mannered janitor? Could be. Okay, has something changed about that now? I don't think so, but... I really don't think so, actually. This digit is a big digit. That's at least a 6, which is not, well, actually the same is true here, isn't it? It's not 9. So that digit is 7, 8 or 9 on the thermo. It's almost creating something here. Oh, this can't be a 7, 8 pair. That would break this. Okay, maybe there are things we could do here. I don't think so, though. I think this still has the opportunity to be a 1, doesn't it? Oh, no, I suppose it doesn't. Ah. Good grief. Right, okay. This might have trouble being a 4, but it's very complicated, because if this is a 4, this can't be a 1 because of naughty dominoage. So that's now at least a 3. I don't know if 3 is impossible, but now we've got 7, which means we must keep these digits down to 20. That's quite difficult to do. Yeah, in fact, it's impossible to do. You can see it straight away. It's impossible to do, because these digits all have to be different, and they are all selected from the digits that are at least 6. 6, 7, 8, add up to 21. That's so clever. Wow. Wow. So this digit's a 3. That's not going to do anything, is it? No, that's not true. That's given me a 1-3 pair apparently up here. Which means that in row 4 I've got 4s, 7s and 9s to place. Why have I got a 6 pencil marked here? Ah, that was my original that was my original thingy. My calculation, which is now apparently complete. 4, 7 and 9 into these squares. Now what can we do with that? Nothing. It doesn't. Ah, rotten thing. Oh dear. Okay, that's sorry. I thought that would be very powerful. 7. 7 is in one of those 2 squares, definitely, because in this box it can't go next to 3. And it can't be here by Sudoku. Let's check out this digit. This digit is 2, 3, 4 or 8, but there might be better news. That can't be 4, it would be next to a 1. Can't be 2 by Sudoku, so it's 3 or 8. Can I get rid of one more? Yes, there's a 3 here. There we go, that's an 8. Okay, well that does something at the bottom of this column then, where we need 2, 3 and 4. Can't put 2 next to the 8 again. In fact, 2, 3 and 4, what do we have to do? We've got to chaperone, don't we? The 4 must keep the 2 and the 3 apart, so that actually gets all... Oh, this is doing things. Oh, yes, yes, this is so clever. Wow. Now, what did that do besides this? Did it... I mean, it did a lot. It really did. That's not 7 anymore. I'm very tempted to good lift these. I mean, if it, in this edition, it would be appropriate, I think, wouldn't it, to go full good lift. 4, 6, 7, 9. Now, what can we get rid of here? If we were... Well, neither of those can be 7. We can do that straight away. That one can't be 4 by Sudoku. What about that one? That one can't be... Oh, I see. 4 can only go in one place. That's simple enough. 4 can't go next to 6, so that's 9. That's 6. That's 7 in the middle of the grid. That's now a 2 on the left side. This digit is not now 7. Whoa. So this, you can see this cage is getting pushed up ever higher, actually. In fact, that digit's whopping. That's an 8 or a 9. So if this can't be 8, because that would be an 8, 9 and break this square, so that's got to be 6. Which seems to mean that this is a 5, 8 pair. Which means that is not 8. Whoops. So can that really be... If this is 9, that's 8, and we're already too big, aren't we? Because we'd be at 17, we'd be at 26, this would have to be a 1. That's probably what it is. That works. Okay, let's pencil mark these digits in. 1, 6, 7. We can't put 7 here. And 6s can't repeat, that is a 1. Right, so we're on 10. we need to get another 17, so these have to be a 9-8 pair, and the only one of those that can be 8 is that one. So it goes 8, 9, 9, 7, 2, 4, 7. Don't put 2 next to 8, so we can do it that way round. These squares are 5, 6, and 9, which is probably resolved, but I can't see how. 1 and 3, can we do those? No. Can we do the 7 and the 8? No. Can we do the, we can do the 4 and the 9. 9, 4. These are now 6 and 7. These squares are 5 and 9, which is we can do. So that becomes 9, that becomes 5, that becomes 6, that becomes 8, that becomes 1, that becomes 6. That's 6, that's 7. Oh dear, that's a 1-3 pair. Is that? Oh, I see. Yeah, it's a 1-3 pair, which would be deadly, but for the fact we can't have a 3-7 domino. So 1-3, 1-3, 2-4. I really hope this isn't wrong. Oh, is this going to be? Don't tell me this is 7-8, but the 3 here resolves the order. Oh, that is so clever. Wow, that is absolutely brilliant. Oh, okay, it doesn't include the solution. It's been only solved 5 times. Oh my goodness, I hope it's right. Okay, so it's saying it's right by Sudoku. So it's really just whether or not, well, I could have broken one of the naughty rules, like by creating a naughty domino. That's possible. I hope I haven't done that. I don't think I did the maths wrong. The fact it works is fairly indicative that it's probably right. I will have to check it though once I turn off the webcam, but what I should start by doing, I think, is by saying a huge thank you to Philip Glum Hippo for making a really beautiful puzzle. I mean, I think it's quite challenging, but I fully accept I've probably just... I was overlooking a bit of Sudoku, not like me, and a bit of negative constraint, you know, stopping the dominoes. But I loved that. It was so interesting. It's really weird the way these two cages operate together, and the fact that you could narrow them down, and absolutely beautiful that you could use the sort of logic inherent in the atoms of the number 600,000 to fill the bow tie. It's just brilliant. It really is. That is a great puzzle. Thank you so much, Philip, for setting it. Let me know in the comments how you got on. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.